Hello, everyone. I am Hex Harper, and this is a long overdue uh, episode of The Conversation. Uh, who I have with me today is my friend Sharky. Uh, he's got a YouTube channel, Geology Hub. I'll link it in the description below. And he's a super awesome, cool guy, and we're here to talk about rocks and stuff. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, this is Sharky.
So why don't you tell us about your career and whatnot?
So, I am a professional geologist that is based in Arizona. And of course, I'm a furry, but that doesn't matter too much. I um I went to school at Arizona State University, spent about 4 years there and got a major and I majored in geology. I did not start in geology originally. I started in computer science, but I always had a passion for geology, and after taking equivalent about 30 credit hours, I'm like, I could do this, but I'd absolutely hate my career for the rest of my life. So I picked a field that not only am I good at, but I actually enjoy. And now I have my own small business for prospecting, selling jewelry, and selling mining claims to third party companies to, potentially build those up.
Oh, nice. And congratulations on 1,000 subscribers again, by the way.
Thank you.
Uh, let's see. Trying to trying to think of. It's like so. Why geology then? So,
Well, I always knew that I was a scientist, but it's just something that I truly enjoy. I kind of got my passion when I was in Australia. I lived there for about 14 months, and we took a trip to the Great Barrier Reef. And on the way back, I thought we were just going to fly back to Melbourne, where we had lived at the time. But instead, my parents surprised me when I was like 10 years old by taking me out to the absolute middle of nowhere in Queensland to the opal field rich area known as Emerald. It's the town of Emerald. And we looked for a bunch of gemstones there, including sapphires and zircons, and I've kind of been hooked ever since.
did you find
Like,
any?
oh yeah, we found a few gem grade sapphires, a lot more zircons, and we even got one into a ring. I don't know where that one went, but we have it somewhere. I still have a lot of the rough from Australia.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And whatnot. I mean, I myself, I know stuff about geology. I took it in high school. I took it in college and whatnot because I needed I needed a science that had a lab, and it's like, oh, I like geology well enough. It's cool and everything like that. So I know the gist of it. That was a really dumb joke I made up last night. I'm so sorry.
I knew that was.
And let me guess, that wasn't the first time you've heard that one either.
No, there's also jokes that involve nice and coming tonight, which is a actual mineral, despite it be sounding very sexual.
Yeah, I saw your video on that, and I remember
Yes.
it's like, oh yeah, I've heard of that one before. Uh, I'm trying to let's see here. Uh, so which is better? Igneous or metamorphic rocks? I don't know.
Igneous.
Igneous? Why is that?
Yeah. You get all the, well, not all, you get 95% of all of the ore deposits that have gold, silver, copper in igneous rock units. And metamorphic, you don't really get too much. I mean, occasionally you can get asbestos or aluminum, but usually it's nothing too valuable. And then you have sedimentary rocks where it's the least interesting of the three rock types because the best thing you can get there is opal or just uranium.
So you're definitely all about the gems and whatnot, huh?
Yeah, and the, ore deposits, what I can make a profit with.
Hmm. Uh, Although I will admit, sandstone is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it is very pretty.
Uh, actually, just before we started this. A friend of mine is like, ask him about shale. I'm like, why do you want to know about shale? I just like how it looks. Okay, so anything we can learn about shale?
Well, shale is a sedimentary rock. It usually forms from fine sediments in a fairly quiet environment, and by quiet, I could mean something like the Great Lakes that should eventually form some shale. Yes, the Great Lakes have several foot high waves, but that is considered a rather quote unquote quiet environment. If you get black shale, it means it might have a little bit of oil in it. There's a few areas around the country, such as in Colorado, where you can get oil from that shale, although it's not as economic as, well, liquid oil, which of course is easier,
Hmm.
cheaper to extract. I'm not too knowledgeable about shale.
That
It can
that
be quite colorful.
oh yeah, I googled some real fast. I'm like, oh yeah, it can look pretty nice, and a lot of shale flooring and whatnot in
You can
houses.
get fossils in it, but
Hmm.
fossils are more common in limestone.
Uh, so I noticed with a lot of your most recent videos, you've been kind of bringing up Elite Dangerous. Like, hey, this mineral is this gemstone is mentioned in Elite Dangerous. I guess you've been on a bit of a kick with that
Yes,
game. Hmm?
oh, it's weird. I haven't actually played Elite Dangerous. Rather, I just noticed that the two of my best videos, one of them was Painite, and I forgot the other one. Well, Serendipite is a recent one I did.
Hmm.
Both of those are Elite Dangerous minerals, and those are getting more views than average, so I thought I'd do more of them.
Oh well, I mean, like they certainly did their homework, and it's like, hey, this is rare and expensive.
Yeah,
Let's see
I
if we can
mean,
find more in space.
some of them are not real, like void opals.
Well,
That's not a real thing.
well,
The
certainly.
closest thing you have to a void opal is a black opal, but it's fiction, so I don't
Yeah.
care too much.
Hmm.
I love science fiction, but I'm not like they can make up commodities if they want to.
Let's see. I remember one of the ones you can get from Darkest Dungeon is like a puzzling tetrahedron. Let me see. Never mind. uh, why can't I type?
Hmm?
There we go. Uh, yeah, just it's just one of those like it's like a gemstone in a big impossible shape, and it's like 300 and it's like 3,000 something gold. I'm like, okay, all right, cool.
What shape is it?
Uh, it's a puzzling tetrahedron. I know we're just talking about fictional stuff at the moment now, but
Let's see, tetrahedron. I have to remind myself. How many sides is that again?
I'm trying to. I can't find any.
Oh
I
no,
was just
that's just a triangular pyramid.
yeah.
Oh, that can happen
Mm.
in real life with certain minerals.
Oh, trapezohedron. That was it. That was it.
Oh, trapezohedron. Let's see. Trapezohedron.
There. Okay, there we go. Uh, I'll just I'll just copy paste this here. Here you go. But yeah, I've been playing Darkest Dungeon a lot, and I'm just like that is. I doubt that would actually be able to exist, but
That looks very similar to the crystal structure of certain garnets. Oh no, that is the crystal system of garnets. Good. I'm not wrong.
oh okay.
Although garnets are not like the icon would lead you to believe, but relatively similar and trapezohedron is their crystal structure.
Let's see.
At least some of them.
Oh okay. I'm trying to. So yeah, yeah. I'm so I for some reason I just cannot think focus today, but I mean, what's some of the most interesting and rare stuff that you found? I guess aside from the gem grade sapphire that you mentioned.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to say found. This isn't the rarest thing I've found, but I'm going to start with the some contenders. So I found about 30 pounds of turquoise about the same time in Kingman, Arizona. I found some nice fire agate in Tonopah, Arizona. I found some. Oh, I found this is the rarest thing. Some emeralds in Hiddenite, North Carolina. Only place in North America with gem grade emeralds.
30 pounds
There's
of
a
turquoise. That's quite impressive.
Oh yeah, that I found a nice vein and I was just mining away. And it wasn't the first time I had done that. At least, well, first time in Kingman. I had previously mined turquoise, and well, 99.9% of turquoise in the market is chemically stabilized because otherwise it can be so unstable that it can fall apart in your hands. And I got this really beautiful chunk out of a vein in New Mexico and just fell apart in my hands. It really
Aw.
was turquoise, but it hadn't been stabilized. I'm like, crap, I can't even stabilize this. It's too weak. But in for the Kingman stuff, that was pretty hard. Only need a little bit of stabilization. It doesn't decrease the value either. Everyone does it.
Hmm, that's and I remember I I didn't actually go out and get it myself, but and unfortunately I don't even know where the piece is. But I remember uh, someone was like, "Hey, I'm going out to look for jade. It's like, you want me to get you a piece?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." It was up in Big Sur, California, or whatever. And I don't. I'm trying to remember the off the top of my head. One starts with an N, and the other starts with actual. The other is jadeite,
Nephrite and
nephrite, and
jadeite.
jadeite. So, like, what would it be more nephrite or would it actually be jadeite up in?
More nephrite. There is some jade, but it's much, much more rare.
Mm,
Also, the price with jadeite is very weird. Let me explain. So, if you search on articles for the most valuable gemstones in the world, some of them include jadeite. Here's the problem. Yes, it's rare, but it's not as rare as you think. Whenever they cite, oh, look, this rare piece of jadeite sold for 3 million a carat, it's not worth anything close to that. And I did some additional research and I noted that a lot of those auctions just something was weird. And I noted that they were selling for about 3,000% more than they should be selling for, even for top grade jadeite. Stuff that's really translucent is rare.
and it's
And
just
my
the
only
gem by itself,
conclusion
and not like set into a ring or anything that would increase the value
oh
that way.
no, no. My only conclusion was that some money laundering is involved unless people are buying this for a pseudo religious reason. But I uncovered a lot of evidence of money laundering where people are just using jade as the thing to buy to transfer the money. I can't directly prove this, but I see a lot of evidence for that occurring because, at least for the top pieces of jade, because jade should be worth no more than about $30 a carat top grade, or $150 a gram in a fully cut stone, and that's for top grade jadeite. Nephrite is like a little bit over dollar to $2 a carat.
Okay, but yeah, that does. It's like 3,000%. That does definitely sound a little fishy there. And you think
Hmm.
you'd well, I mean, you can't really go with diamonds because De Beers has them all.
And honestly, they should only be slightly more rare than peridot because they form just slightly deeper than peridot in the Earth's crust. Not crust, sorry, mantle. Earth's mantle.
Mhm. That just kind of have me curious. Like, how exactly would like an ore deposit form of anything, or
Well,
just it doesn't matter if it's like gold or jade or whatever.
it really depends. Um, the easiest one is an igneous. intrusive where, for whatever reason, due to plate tectonics faulting, a section of magma, because you know that there are certain elements in the Earth's crust that occur more so in the crust than, say, the core, and more so in the core than the crust. And due to some weird geochemistry, you can get deposits which are truly rich in a certain element. So you need magma fluids that are rich in an element. And then you need to go into, like, upwards into a pre existing rock, interact with that, and it can sometimes deposit things like copper, gold, silver. That's just the general gist of things because ore deposits is a topic which can be taught for years. It's really complex, and I'm just giving you the very basics of it.
That's fine. Uh, but
Like, for
yeah,
instance,
okay.
most of the copper deposits in North America are from the exact same age of rock, which is about 60 to 70 million years ago.
And I'm guessing, none of those will ever replenish at any given point, even if it's like several 100 million years later or anything like that,
Yeah,
right?
those are not going to replenish again.
Mhm.
There will be new deposits, but it takes so much longer for those to form than we're extracting them.
Yeah, I can imagine. Uh, and whatnot. A slightly related note: what the hell is with the silver market? Like seriously, it's uh, I
Yeah, I noticed. I made a bit of money because I predicted this chaos would occur, and I had been betting that would go up, doubled my money, and then I bet that would go down slightly and made some off of that with options.
it's
I say it's going up the same reason gold is, not because it's truly rare, but because whenever the people are worried about the economy, the stock market doesn't even have to do poorly. People just have to be worried about the economy. It's traditional to buy in gold, silver, and precious metals. That's why they're doing it. There's no increased demand. Well, truly no increased demand, other than people think there will be increased demand, and that's why it's going up. Although silver had been it hadn't gone up in value in 15 years. It had been flat, so it is undervalued. It could settle at this price, $25 an ounce. It could settle there, but who knows? And
uh,
that's why the craziness is occurring.
and yeah, a lot because my roommate has a bunch of silver and whatnot, and he's been keeping a pretty good eye on this stuff, and there was that point where it was getting to about like 29.30, and then it seemed like someone was actively trying to keep that price down. Uh, right, it's like, so it's gonna go up again. Nope, we're keeping it down there. And the comics is like, if you stand for delivery on any orders, then we will blacklist you. So it's like, okay, what the hell is going on? This is very very weird. But
I don't know what's going on there. I never had any issues buying, although I only bought a few thousand ounces, so the big players might buy a lot more than that.
mhm, certainly. Uh, have you ever exposed any fakes when it came to fake jewelry or anything like that?
In real time, or
Well, if you actually like saw it yourself, or if you, I don't know, pointed out something online, I was like, hey, this is
oh well, yes, to other rockhounds or jewelers, and I have just pointed out. For instance, in one of my recent videos, I think it was the muscovite? I think it was the muscovite. Maybe it was the serendibite.
yeah. You did mention it in Muscovite too with a lot of the fakes.
Yeah, you just search muscovite, and this is a stone where there's no more than 10 gem grade stones. Most of them are under a carat and a half produced every year. Very valuable material. And then you have these people on Etsy or eBay or Amazon from random countries in the world, usually Sri Lanka, India, Thailand, selling what is clearly glass and claiming it's this valuable gemstone. But don't worry, I'll sell it to you for 1/1000th the price of the real valuable material.
Oh,
Although I
so
have seen some glass stones sold for the actual price, or tried to be sold for the actual price of the gemstone. And they're usually way too transparent. And when you look at the edges of the faceted stone, it won't look like corners. You'll see some wear and rounding to them. Normal stones don't have that.
I was like, oh, so the a lot of the fakers are like Thai and whatnot. Because when I saw that video, I was thinking like shady Slavic guy. It's like, oh, this sells for thousands on the in the gem market, but I sell to you for 29.95. How does that sound? Come on, man.
Well, the biggest, not dark secret, but the, oh, how do I phrase this? The worst thing that occurs in the gemstone market, I have not participated in this, thank goodness, is a lot of the world's aquamarine or kunzite comes from Taliban controlled regions of Afghanistan and Pakistan, where the local miners have to bribe the Taliban to be able to extract them. And, what's the word? We have to pay like a mobster to,
Protection money?
for your own safety. Yeah. And the Taliban get a little bit of a cut of that. And and also a lot of the lapis lazuli in the world comes from that region, and the Taliban get a cut of that. And it's a well known fact, but nothing is really done about it because they're not making too much money from it. But it's
Oh,
just something to note.
that,
Although there are plenty of legitimate dealers from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Morocco. In fact, most of the dealers from that region are actually quite trustworthy. The only difference is you're not buying something for a set price, you're purely negotiating. So you have to know what it's worth beforehand.
oh, okay. Barter, barter, barter.
Correct.
Haggle. And but all right, I think we'll go ahead and cut it off here. Sharky, you're more than welcome to have another chat with me at any time you like, and everyone else, uh, go ahead and subscribe to his channel and whatnot. Anything else that you'd like to plug, real
Well,
quick?
I sell things on my Etsy store from stuff I mine in Arizona. I have a bunch of mining claims. I mainly mine chrysocolla, fire agate, turquoise, and jasper, and a bunch of agates. If you want to see the jewelry I've turned this into, or just buy some rough, I even have some peridot, go to my Etsy store, prospectingarizona.etsy.com.
I'll be sure to leave the link for that in the description as well. So, all right, everybody, and I hope you all have a great day, and I hope you have a good day too, Sharky.
Thanks.
All right, later.